Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use the Magic Wand tool in Photoshop, even if you're brand new to photo editing. This is one of the fastest selection tools in Photoshop, and when you use it correctly, it can save you a ton of time when removing backgrounds, selecting solid colors, or isolating part of an image for editing. If this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more easy Photoshop guides like this. Alright, let's jump in. First, look over to your left-hand toolbar and find the Selection Tools section. It usually looks like a tool group for selecting parts of an image. If you don't see the magic wand right away, just right-click on that tool group to open the nested menu. From there, choose the Magic Wand tool. If you want a shortcut, you can also press W on your keyboard. And if another selection tool is showing, just keep pressing Shift and W until the magic wand appears. Now before you click on your image, let's set this tool up properly because the settings at the top can make a huge difference in how accurate your selection is. Across the top options bar, you'll see several controls that affect how the wand behaves. One of the first things to look at is sample size. A good setting here is 3x3 average or 5x5 average. The reason this matters is because point sample only reads one tiny pixel, and that can be too exact if your image has grain, texture, or noise. Using an average tells Photoshop to look at a small group of pixels instead, which gives you a much more stable selection. Next is tolerance, and this is one of the most important settings on the Magic Wand tool. Tolerance controls how strict or how forgiving the selection will be. The scale goes from 0 to 255, and the default is usually 32. If you use a low tolerance, like 5 to 10, the tool becomes very strict and only selects the exact color shade you clicked. That's great for clean, solid areas with very little variation. If you raise the tolerance to something like 50 to 80, Photoshop becomes much more forgiving and starts selecting similar shades, including gradients, highlights, and shadows. So if your image has more variation, a higher tolerance can help you capture more of the area in one click. Another setting you absolutely need to understand is Contiguous. This is a crucial option. If Contiguous is checked, the magic wand will only select pixels that are physically touching each other. That means it will stay inside one connected area, but if you turn Contiguous off, the wand will search the entire canvas and select that same color anywhere it appears, even if the areas are separated. That can be useful in some cases, but for most background removal and object selection tasks, you'll probably want Contiguous turned on. Also make sure anti-alias is checked. This helps keep the edges of your selection smooth instead of jagged or blocky. It's especially important when you're selecting curved objects or areas with visible edges because it creates a cleaner result. Once your settings are ready, go to the Layers panel and make sure the image layer you want to edit is selected. This is important because Photoshop needs to know which layer you want to work on. Now, move back to your image and click once on the color area you want to select. You'll immediately see the famous blinking outline, often called marching ants, appear around the selected area. That's Photoshop showing you exactly what has been captured. If the selection is too small or not precise enough, don't worry, you can refine it right away. To add more areas to the selection, hold down Shift while clicking another section. You'll see a small plus sign appear next to the wand, which means you're adding to your current selection. This is super useful if the color you want appears in more than one place and you want them all included. If you accidentally select too much, you can subtract parts of the selection by holding down Alt on Windows or Option on Mac while clicking the area you want to remove. You'll see a minus sign next to the wand, showing that you're subtracting from the selection. This makes it much easier to fine-tune the selection without starting over. Once your marching ants look clean and accurate, you can use the selection for whatever you need. If your goal is to remove a background, the safest method is to click the layer mask icon at the bottom of the Layers panel. It looks like a rectangle with a circle inside. That will hide the selected area non-destructively, which means you can always adjust it later. If Photoshop masks the wrong part, meaning it hides your subject instead of the background, just press Ctrl and I to invert the mask and flip it to the correct side. If you want to recolor the selected area instead, you can grab the brush tool with B or the paint bucket tool with G and fill the selected region with a new color. The great thing about this is that the color stays locked inside your selection boundary, so you can edit only the exact area you want without affecting the rest of the image. The Magic Wand tool works best on images with clear, solid color areas, high contrast, or simple backgrounds. If you're working with something complex like hair, fur, or a detailed background, you may need to combine it with other Photoshop selection tools for the best result. But for quick edits, clean masks, and fast color selections, the Magic Wand is still one of the easiest tools to learn. So to quickly recap, choose the Magic Wand tool from the toolbar, Adjust sample size, tolerance, contiguous, and anti-alias in the top bar. Click to make your selection, use Shift or Alt to refine it, and then either mask it out or recolor it depending on your project. Once you understand these steps, you can use the Magic Wand tool much more confidently and get much cleaner results in Photoshop. If this video helped you, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Photoshop tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.